In my last analysis video, I talked about how JJ's writers were clearly well versed in Star Trek lore, especially that of the original series. But we all know that references and callbacks to the style of the original series don't make a good film. After all, The Final Frontier was probably the Kirk-era film that was most like the original series, but also the least watchable. Fortunately, JJ's films have much more to offer beyond a nostalgia-fueled action-adventure. Star Trek 09 and Into Darkness are actually a very powerful character story, the likes of which we've never really seen in Star Trek. This story is that of Kirk. Many have criticized the brash, disrespectful Kirk in these films, but that wasn't a mistake on the writer's part. The Kirk they wrote is a dynamic character that has a satisfying development and progression. But in order to see this, we need to look at the movies as a unified whole. I believe these movies are meant to be one story. At the end of the 09 film, Kirk has only come halfway. After all, what was Pike's challenge to Kirk at the beginning of his journey?
Your father was captain of a starship for 12 minutes.
He saved 800 lives, including your mother's. And yours.
I dare you to do better.
He dares Kirk to do better than his father. But what did his father do? Oh, right. He gave his life to protect his crew. Kirk, on the other hand, clearly doesn't get the notion of sacrifice, or the reality of losing anything in the accomplishment of his goals. He cheats on the Kobayashi Maru test. He breaks the rules and lies to save his friend. He puts his entire crew into the line of fire to justify his need to avenge his mentor. Spock knows what Kirk lacks, and states it very well.
I don't think you like the fact that I beat your test.
Furthermore, you have failed to divine the purpose of the test.
Enlighten me again.
The purpose is to experience fear. Fear in the face of certain death. To accept that fear, and maintain control of oneself and one's crew. This is a quality expected in every Starfleet captain.
And because of Kirk's lack, he rightly gets what's coming to him. Kirk hasn't experienced fear. He hasn't internalized the reality of death, and of course, it leads to this. Putting his crew into danger, breaking the rules, and failing to see any problem with it.
You violated a dozen Starfleet regulations and almost got everyone under your command killed.
Except I didn't.
He really isn't ready for the chair because he lacks the crucial lesson that he never learned on the Kobayashi Maru test. And he doesn't realize what he's lacking until this very moment of Into Darkness.
Sir, my crew was just following my orders. I take full responsibility for my actions, but they were mine, and they were mine alone. If I transmit Khan's location to you now, all that I ask is that you spare them.
Kirk is finally looking into the face of death. He's finally realizing Pike's fears that his entire crew would be killed. And this is the moment where Kirk steps up and starts the road towards the Kirk we know. Bam! What a powerful character progression from this to this.
I'm sorry.
But it doesn't end there. Kirk is reacting in desperation and hopelessness, and doesn't yet realize that the only way he's going to really fix this situation is by giving his own life for his crew, just like his father. Indeed, it's fitting that the end of Into Darkness is a perfect parallel to the beginning of the 09 film, and this is no accident. Kirk has finally internalized the lesson of the Kobayashi Maru test.
The purpose is to experience fear. Fear in the face of certain death.
I'm scared, Spock.
This isn't a meaningless throwaway homage to the Wrath of Khan. This is an integral and powerful moment in Kirk's character progression. This is the moment where Kirk becomes the captain that Pike wanted him to be. Self-sacrificial, humble, a champion of right. Not simply a bold young hero who defies the odds. But it took Kirk's own Kobayashi Maru to get him there. And Kirk learns that Spock's comment from earlier has come true.
A captain cannot cheat death.
Maybe a brash swashbuckler can cheat death, but a captain is responsible for his ship, for his crew. He needs to be prepared to not only go down with the ship, but to go down for the ship. So Kirk's death is not only literal, but figurative as well. The old Kirk dies. The man who thought he could get away with anything. The man who took pride in his blind luck. Who was willing to alienate his friends and put his crew in danger for his own selfish motivations. That man dies. But Kirk is brought back to life, this time as a true captain. One who is prepared to literally give everything for his crew. After all, what is a captain without his crew? Of course, a captain alone cannot cheat death, but the bold actions of Kirk's crew support him and, in the metaphor of the film, bring him back to life, showing us that Kirk's real power is in the dedication and loyalty of his crew, not in his own internal power, something he mistakenly relied on before. Kirk's arrogance isn't his power. Kirk's leap before you look mentality isn't his power. It's his ship. It's his crew. Kirk's character journey in these films is deep and rich with meaning. He's not some slapped-together caricature or misrepresentation of the Kirk we all know and love. He's a dynamic character that learns and grows. He's not immediately perfect. We get to vicariously experience Kirk's growth as he is tempered by adversity and the lessons he learns, and as he finally comes into his own as captain of the Enterprise.
Mr. Sulu, take us out.
Hi, Captain.